Okay, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ba'adash.
double honesty possible, Mr. Elstrad Millstone. Citation that I keep pushing this word, saying honestly, the hopeful elect by the four corners of the world. Shalom. We back at it again. All right, getting down for our crown, man, because listen, when this about to go down, man, and really, one thing you want to do is receive salvation. Okay, just like the other brothers out there, starting our apostles and our elders on, bishops, elders on down, that's doing the work. We want to receive salvation, man. So, we'll get into the scriptures and Lord, this is an edifying lesson.
All right. This is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yeah, measure out the time diligently, man. Especially the times we're in now. All right, because we're in the time of the end. All right, when Yahushua was on the scene, that brought in the time of the end. But now we're moving towards transition of empires or rulerships. Because Esau is in rulership now, but now we're measuring the times. Okay, we've seen the wars, the rumors of wars. We've seen the pestilence. Okay, and we've seen what the MOTV, the Marcus, is starting to appear now, man. It's here, but it's not pushed upon the people yet. Okay, it's not made mandatory yet. But that's right there. And we know when that happens, we're gonna have Jacob's trouble. Okay, and we're gonna have that war is gonna break out. Yeah.
So he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before.
Right, and we've seen this thing pass, and it says diligently, because wow, we were alert, we were awake, the eyes are wide open. 2/3 their eyes are shut, their eyes are closed. They ain't trying to find out what's going on. See, 2/3 they want to be in denial. All right, the Nile's a river in Egypt. Nah, I haven't said that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Jake is in denial, man. All right, they don't want to take heed. They want to live in their own world. That's why Scripture says is Israel a homeborn slave. But here it is, the Lord put the spirit on his men to bring out the word, right?
Good. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, how the highest will visit the world when send the son of Yahushua. All right? And the Yahushua is going to pay a visit to this world. It's going to be a cruel one too. All right? Because when the Lord comes back, he's coming back with vengeance in his heart. And he's coming back to destroy. And if you didn't take heed, if you didn't serve the Lord to the best of your ability as you're supposed to do, as an Israelite man, you're going to be destroyed as a heathen. You're going to be destroyed along with the so-called white man and these different heathens. All right? Is that it?
Ephesians,
You got it.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15.
What comes to mind after that?
See then that you walk circumspectly.
Right, we walk circumspectly. We're paying attention to the events at hand. Like for instance, I saw some news today that Ukraine basically lost the war, or the battle, I should say, the battle over there in Europe. He lost the battle with Russia. All right, so basically, Russia basically had more men, so they just kept throwing bodies at them. Right, Russia's in league with China, Russia's in league with Africa. So who knows? Maybe you had foreign soldiers come to the aid of Russia, but here it is, Ukraine. There's no real help. All right, it's to the point where Ukraine is asking countries like Poland to bring back the men that flee the country before the war started. All right, and basically these countries telling them no. So now basically what happened is Russia basically like the brothers was saying earlier, all right, that the apostles have already brought this out months ago. The media will tell you whatever they want to say, but in all actuality, Putin is doing what the hell he want to do at this point, you know. So now Putin's done devoured Ukraine. So now what's next? All right, and all this is a build up to what? World War III. That's why Ukraine couldn't join NATO at the time. Why? Ukraine couldn't join NATO at the time because America, all these NATO countries, if Ukraine was to join, they'd be forced into war with Russia, and by doing so, they'd be going to war with BRICS, and that's something they can't afford to do. Okay. So we ready again?
It says, see that you walk circumspectly, but not as fools, but as wise.
Not as fools, but as wise. All right. So we're walking as wise. How? Because we're following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible. All right. Read. Yeah, you got something?
You had mentioned Russia, right?
Got it.
Earlier. Copy. Is it Ezekiel 38 and 4? All right. This is Ezekiel 38 and 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed.
All right. Go below.
All right.
Go to the first one.
Verse 1, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Got you. This is Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog.
Right, the Gog, the land of Magog. Now Gog is that area on the map is actually occupied by Russia today, right? So that's really the spirit that's just talking about Russia, right?
All right. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
What should we read?
This is Ezekiel 38 and 2. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right.
Prophesy against them. Russia's going to receive judgment also. America will be totally destroyed, but Russia's going to receive judgment also. Along with these other heathens, so the Scripture says, bring them down to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All these different nations are going to participate in that Third World War, right?
And say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
Russia.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Those who turn you back and put hooks into your jaw, right? Going back to that USSR state, okay? You look it up real quick what USSR is. I know it's Union Soviet Society.
I know I'm gonna mess it up, so that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, let me see if I got one of them words right. You know, read it again. Yeah, you got it right now. All right, what is it?
It says the Soviet Union.
What was it? Look up USSR.
It says the Soviet Union Socialist Republic.
Socialist Republic. All right.
It says from 1992 to 1991.
Right. I think at that time, USSR came in. I think after ZARS. After ZARS, first they had ZARS, which ZARS is basically the Russian way to say,
king or something.
Oh, not king. Like Rome, they had Caesar.
Or
so say Caesar. Then
yeah,
after they got rid of ZARS, that's when the USSR came into play. I could be mangling this, but do the research on it. It's still fresh in my mind too. And then after the USSR, they had Russia, right? But now the spread of USSR, because around the time USSR, they had World War II, they had the Cold War, right? But now that spirit is coming back, all right? Because at one point America and Russia or I should say NATO and Russia, had a peace treaty, basically, right? Because the reason for NATO, yeah.
It was there wasn't a deal. It was a deal with Gorbachev, Daddy Bush, and it was someone else where the deal was, part of the deal was no NATO forces, none of the U.S. and no one supposed to be around their territory or around the neighboring countries around them.
Right. I know part of that deal also was no development of intercontinental ballistic missiles. I believe, but all that shit's out the window now. All right, now basically, yeah. Now basically a race to develop as much weapons as possible. Which right now you see Russia is always flying. They got this missile and the cruise missile and a hypersonic missile, right? And all these things are nuclear compatible. And even China got all sorts of weapons.
Yeah.
So you got all these Iran, Ukraine, not Ukraine, North Korea just did a deal with Russia for more weapons.
So if they showing it, forgive me if I'm wrong, if they showing these weapons, they far beyond what they're showing. You know, aircraft and all, and weapons.
Yeah, because that ruined the element of surprise, right? So yeah.
All right. So Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Right, that's the time of war, you know, and we've seen it right now. Okay, because Russia did make deals with North Korea, make deals with China, make deals with Africa, Iran, Saudi Arabia, right? Because why is that? Because right now, you might not know it, but right now we're in a Cold War. Okay, when I'm dealing with Cold Wars, you also dealing with proxy wars. You're dealing with they got tariff, I think called tariff wars.
With them heavy taxes or sanctions.
Yeah.
Because I hear tariff, I always think of a fee or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's right. They put sanctions on you.
Tax.
Tariff wars, cyber wars. Okay, and you know, and all types of Reddit when they just slander your name to make you the bad guy. It's all kinds of wars, man. Even spies. You know, they got people spying on, you know, a regular person turn into a spy out whatever you can find information, send it back. All right, because this is a Cold War. But now what's going to happen is this war's going to heat up. See, that's the whole thing with the Cold War back then with the USSR. Or is it going to go? Is it going to go nuclear? Or if they had nuclear missiles, they probably had the hydrogen bomb. But then they probably had different technology. But now we're in a Cold War all over again. See, that whole spirit, that's why scripture say put hooks in his jaw. Because who started this whole thing? Russia. Everybody's like, oh shit, why you invading Ukraine? But wait, Ukraine was trying to go join to NATO. So now if Ukraine joined to NATO, now NATO got a back door to get to Russia. All right, so Russia basically had to go and do what they had to do, but that was all the spirit of Yahweh Hashem and Yahweh Shai. All right, come. Let's just finish that real quick. We go back to the precept.
Okay. This is Ezekiel 38:4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them with swords.
Okay,
That's the point. I just wonder what that is.
Because you're so more quick research right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 8. A time for love, a time for hate, a time for war.
That's right. That's right, man. It's a season for everything. All right, and we're not in the time of love right now. Definitely not. All right, we in a time of hate, and we in a time of war. You know, and it's war right now is being waged on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You Israelites, according to the Bible, living in the ghettos and whatnot. All right, in the slums. All right, they got Gad on the reservoirs. It's a war being waged on you, man. Physically, spiritually, okay, and it's gonna be physical, right? Because they're gonna bring in those Gurkha troops. They're gonna bring in the they got the second wave of you know what, the V8, all right. Not EA, the V, not EA. This ain't a damn game, okay? The V8. I don't want to say the whole thing, but they're gonna bring that back, and they're gonna make it mandatory for you to take. Now they're saying you gotta put your mask on, or you're gonna be fined $500 to $1,000. All right, and they're gonna make that, and they're gonna make that thing mandatory. You know. And now they're talking about the last ones which cost people their lives. And who are they saying the main people that's gonna be infected is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Man, we trying to tell you, all right, but you're not listening. But the electors gonna listen. All right.
Again.
Time.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8. A time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace.
Yeah, we're gonna have the peace in the kingdom. When Yahweh Shah is in rulership, the whole world's gonna be in peace. All right? You got it, brother.
Okay, this is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Now it's high time, man. When it's high time, that means it's like you got an alarm clock and you set your alarm to go up at a certain time, but then you ignore it, and then the snooze and alarm goes off again. But now you ignore that.
Yeah.
And then the snooze go again, and now it's like, all right, man, you know what? I gotta get up and just leave the house. I can't shower. I can't brush my teeth. Right? I can't change my drawers. I gotta get up and go. All right? It's high time for Jake to wake up. You know, because the times we in is very deadly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right?
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Yeah, the Lord got to put the spirit in you. You know? And our salvation is nearer than when we believed, right? Meaning what? The Lord's gonna come back. The Lord's gonna return. Jake don't know what's going on.
You know, the Lord's so-called black man, simple stuff.
They don't know the so-called black man. They're gonna be just as shocked as he's when the Lord return. You know?
The Lord blinded them too.
Right.
Do these last scriptures or just drop it?
Yeah. What's it say? That was it?
Basically like walking into the night.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand.
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Okay? Time for sleeping is over. Alright?
Yep. Let it. Oh, you got it.
That's why y'all shop opening as the day start.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
The works of darkness is being in the world, doing worldly things, being simple, being carnal, being niggas. So you can understand. You know you can't trust a goddamn nigga. You can't trust a nigga around your woman. You can't trust a nigga with your money. You can't trust a nigga telling you the truth. You can't trust a nigga, man.
Yeah.
Nigga go behind you. You gotta, your periphery gotta be on point. You can't be around fucking niggas because they gonna do you wrong. They ain't right.
Yeah.
You know, that's cause why? Cause they in the world. But we are of the light. This is a brotherhood. So yeah, brothers, how should say how could two go together except they be agreed? You know, be 100% agreed. This brother ain't gonna do me wrong. Brother ain't gonna do me wrong. I ain't gonna do this brother's wrong, right? Because you gotta treat we treat one another like we treat Yahweh Shai. You know, and that starts with the scriptures. You gotta just like.
Yeah, that's it on that.
Come.
Huh? Okay. I got it.
Isaiah 44, verse 18 says they have not known, nor have they understand.
Yeah, the 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they haven't known the Lord or His ways. All right, they stuck on Esau. They hold dear to what Esau tells them.
That's for He has shut their eyes that they cannot see.
The Lord shut their eyes so they can't see, meaning that their spiritual eye. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. He blinded them. So they're in darkness. They're walking as if they're blind. That's why I say their bodies, when they say that their bodies shall be in the street, they're going to be spiritually dead. And that's what's going on now. You got it.
For He has shut their eyes that they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand.
In their mind, so they can't understand. A heart meaning a mind, so they can't understand. So they're not gonna get it. It's just gonna be words. All right.
Right.
That's it.
This is Isaiah 6. And I'm going to 9. Since you brought that out. It says, "And He said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but." It says, and He said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Yeah, so they're not going to have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, decipher the scriptures, or understand anything. They're going to be spiritually dead. So when the prophets are speaking, it's just going to sound like emptiness to them. It ain't going to resonate with them.
It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy.
Yeah, they're gonna be hard-headed, and the word ain't gonna penetrate them. It's gonna bounce right off of them.
It says, make their heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
They're not going to convert. They're not going to be healed. They're going to remain sick. They're not going to understand. The Spirit ain't going to be dealing with them. And that's what you have now. What's going on with our people now? All right?
It says, understand with their heart and convert and be healed.
They're not going to, because the scriptures tell you, they're not going to convert. Because they were sanctioned to be destroyed. They were sanctioned to like fan this word. So when the time of Jacob's trouble happens, martial law takes place. They're gonna be caught up in a wave and they're gonna die. They're not gonna die with honor, and they're gonna die in dishonor.
It says, then said I, Lord, how long? And He answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land utterly desolate.
So utterly desolate, that's ultimate thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire from the angels, the Lord and the angels. And the events that lead up to that, the race riots, the famine, the cannibalism, once again the famine, the starvation, all these things, being wounded, that can't attend to your wounds. People gonna die because they can't clean wounds, they can't dress their wounds. A whole lot of other things. You know, these animals gonna get let loose.
This is because you said that. This is John 15:22. And if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sins.
There's no cloak. There's no shield for your sins. There's no excuse because the Lord said the Lord was here and He put up His men that's preaching this word out on a minute by minute basis. I can't say day by day. I gotta say minute and second by second because there's videos flooded out, different time zones, different languages. So there's no excuse now. The whole world should know who Israel is, who the Lord is, who the Most High is. So there's no excuse now. This thing is viral.
Oh,
This truth, when I say this truth is viral.
Yeah. So this is Romans 3:3. Says, "For what if some did not believe?"
Yeah, what if some did not believe? Yeah, you're gonna have people that don't believe. That don't mean anything. The Most High, the Lord's truth is the truth. So it don't matter what people don't believe. This thing has nothing to do with carnal wealth and strength.
It says, "Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?"
So because they don't believe, should this truth be of no effect? And it's gonna say, God forbid, no.
Yeah, like you said, it says, "God forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar."
Yeah, the Most High is true, every man a liar, man. Because you're gonna have people to try to deflect or negate, if that's the right word, this truth. Because if we're not talking about financial gains on this side, carnal things, it's fanned, like it's considered void. And no, you got it.
First Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But he had a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
This is a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, the elect.
A royal priesthood, a holy nation.
A holy nation, holy, true, and righteous. Holy nation. That's what we're supposed to be. The whole world is supposed to follow the men of the Lord, the Lord's people.
A peculiar people.
A peculiar and separate people. So we're supposed to be opposite of the nations. We're not supposed to be following them. They're supposed to be following us because we're supposed to be following Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So we're supposed to be the beacon of light for the world. How to conduct and how to carry out your day-to-day lives.
It says that ye shall show forth the priest of him who hath called you out of darkness.
Yeah, so the Lord called us out of darkness. The world is in darkness and wickedness. All right? Anything opposite of scriptures is darkness. The scriptures is light. The Lord's Spirit is the scriptures. All right? And it's gonna resonate with the men of the Lord.
Into his marvelous light. That's it.
Yeah, light. All right? But in this world, Satan is seen as being an angel of light, a messenger of light. All right? And also, Yahweh Shai is a morning star too. Is a true star. But Esau is seen as being a light in the world, man. And his whole mission is to bring as many people down with him.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. So it says, 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, it says, it is hid to them that are lost.
Yeah, if it's good news, if our gospel is hid, it's good news, it's hid. It's hid from him that's lost. Yeah, because his table is a snare. The Lord wasn't supping with him, and the Lord then opened the door of his mind. So those men were meant to be lost. All right?
in whom the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Yeah, so they blinded the minds that didn't believe not. So it's blinded. They were sanctioned not to get it.
And like you said, the God of this world is the God of this world is Satan.
Yeah.
You know, along with his physical counterpart, Esau, the so-called white man.
Uh-huh.
In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Blinded their minds, man. All this wine. Everything is like generational wealth. And all, it's a repetitive what we saying, but that's all wine. That's wine. Capitalism is all that's wine. But you could get your money, but you're not supposed to like be all into it and think that's gonna save you, because it's not. You know.
That's the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shai, who is the image of the Most High.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai is an image of the Most High. All right? And when they say they are one, because they're in agreement, Yahweh Shai is in agreement with the Most High.
Yeah.
All right? So that's why I say they're one.
Like one body.
Yeah. So I say they're one. Yep. Because they're in agreement. Yahweh Shai is in agreement with the Most High.
That was it. You got something like that?
Philippians chapter 1, verse 5. This is a message you have heard, I declare unto you. The Most High is light, and him is no darkness of all.
Yeah, the Most High is light, and in him is no darkness. There's no wickedness in the Most High. It's light, it's righteousness, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Salvation, and the list goes on. All right? There's no evil in the Most High. All right? The Most High created light, darkness, righteousness, wickedness, and physical light and darkness, because that's a balance. You know? How would you know what is right if there's no wrong? How would you know righteousness if there's no wickedness? So it has to be light, day, cold, hot, so-called life and death. It's all balance.
Yeah, now you mentioned Yahweh Shai, and the Most High is two separate people, but they're one that's in the other one in the mind state.
Uh-huh.
So this is Romans 12 and 4, which says, For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office.
Yeah, all members have not the same office. It's like your physical body, you know what I mean? You have your ears, right? That help with balance, right? You know what I mean? You have your eyes, you have your brain, you have your physical heart, you got your lungs, your feet. All of these things are important, everything's important.
Now, real quick, I just looked up 5 ministry gifts. Now, this is it says apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, and teacher. So those are like 5 gifts.
Mm-hmm.
But now this is not something that we teach. Because if you're apostle, you're a prophet, you're evangelist, you're a pastor, and a teacher. Once you're doing the will of works, you're doing all these things in one.
Yeah.
But this is just an example. This is probably something they'll stress more in like one of those so-called Christian churches or whatever. They'll stress this. But I'm just saying, it's different offices. Some brothers might excel more at teaching, than something else. But the main thing to do is being a prophet. All right. Now it says apostle, prophet. Now the word apostle means sent away. All right. So a prophet and apostle is the same thing. Okay? Let me look up what they got for evangelists. It's like here. Look up
So yeah. So every member is important. You have higher and lower members, you know. So yeah.
It's like it. It says evangelist, a person who seeks to convert others to the Christian faith, especially by public. So that's basically public speaking. You know. So that's really, we do all these things in one, man. Although we are one body, and some brothers are strong at other you know, other points.
Yeah.
The main, like scriptures say, the main thing is to prophesy. You know, when you prophesy, you covering all these things.
Yeah, and we're doing public speaking. We're doing public speaking because, Lord willing, we getting a message across, and we confident in what we're saying because the Lord is telling us what to say. So that's making us confident in what we say. You know what I mean? And Lord willing, we get to the point and we deliver the message.
Yes, I'm pretty sure if I read. It says, whereas we have, it's like here, Romans 12:4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Yahushua.
Yeah, we being many, we're one body. Together, we're one body. And we're on one accord. We continuing in the things that we learn. We're not trying to come up with our own doctrine, you know?
Yep. It says, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given unto us.
Yeah, we have different gifts.
Yeah. Some brothers speak, some brothers better speakers, some brothers readers, some brothers, you know, hold the camera. Information, brothers, information.
Yeah.
You know, everything gets utilized to bring this word out. Some brothers speak different languages.
Some brothers can motivate other brothers.
Yeah.
You know, like get them pumped up. You know, sometimes you might, I'll be at camp and my body feels aching or whatever it is, and then I hear a brother and they'll fire me up.
Hey,
you know, and I'm able to endure it.
That's right, man. Hey, some brothers is big on the herbs, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching this brother come lesson today, and he was going into different plants with the herbs and whatnot, you know, and it was like, all right, man, this is inspiring. So it says, having done the gift different according to the grace is given to us, whether prophesy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith.
Yeah, let's prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Every brother is given different faith, all right, a different level or amount of faith, all right. But our whole thing, the prophesy is a gift, and to have faith, that's a gift too, right? It says,
that's right.
Yeah. So, you know, and we do have faith the Lord is returning, and we have faith that, Lord willing, we the elect.
That's right. It says, our ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity.
Yeah, so we get straight to the point, and we just teach what we know, and keep it basic.
It says, or he that or exhorteth on exhortation, he that give, let him do it with simplicity. Brothers might have, you know, some brothers might have some money, might not be rich exactly, but you might be able to help brothers out. When what's that called when you give money away? Or,
Takes away sins.
Yeah.
To the sins.
What's it called?
Alms?
Not alms. Like your you look up real. Let's search real quick. Multitude of. Matter of fact, hold on. I got it right now.
It covers a multitude of sin or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Hold on, stop here.
Okay. So yeah, so that's why.
It's right here. 1 Peter 4:8. It says, "And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves." Charity.
Charity. Yes.
For charity shall cover the multitude of sins.
Charity, if you have it, that spiritual gifts, but it covers a multitude of sins. Because we're not we go off.
Right. Let love be without. It says, verse 9 says, "Let love be without dissimulation, abhor that which is evil."
Yeah, you get hate evil and stay away from it.
Yeah. Abhor that which is evil,
Uh-huh.
cleave to that which is good. But when we say abhor, it means to stay away.
Yeah, come
You know, because abhor is a big thing right now. It says, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor.
So we gotta, basically be brotherly to one another and honorable, man. Not slandering a brother or, treating another brother like you would want to be treated, or if that man was as you would treat like Yahweh, like you mentioned earlier.
Yep. So I'm
Not being like these niggas in the world, like backstabbers and shit like that.
Yep. This is I'm jump down to verse 16. Romans 12:16 says, "Be of the same mind one toward another, mind not."
Be in the same mind. So we can't be around anyone that's not preaching the truth and teaching the things how the scripture's supposed to be. Like things like MOTB, Cornelius, who Esau is,
Right. It says, "Be of the same mind one toward another, mind not high things, but condense to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceit."
Be not wise in your own conceit, man. All right? And you got people, that's how they started getting lost, thinking we live on a pancake. You know what I mean? Got the flat earth shit and all that. Man, listen, man, we say it all the time. We don't live on a frisbee. The earth is round. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right? It's no little green men from Zeta Reticuli. All right? Look, man, the angels are in those vehicles, which the world call UFOs, they're chariots.
So like you gotta be close up.
You got second thing? It's full.
Let me get it for you. Second piece.
Yeah. One verse.
Second Peter 1 verse 7. It says, "And to godliness, brotherly kindness, charity."
Yeah, so you read it before I know. So you gotta get charity to your brothers, man. If you got it, that's all I'm gonna look after you.
It says, verse 8, "For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahweh Shai."
So the Lord gonna build up his spiritual intelligence, man. If you do these things towards the Lord, because the Lord said you can't love him, you gotta love your brother first. Before you love Yahweh Shai and Yahweh.
But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off.
But he don't like this thing, man. You are blind, you can't see far off, man, because the Lord blinded you. You know, you got it. I don't want to have a brother kill brothers by praying. You need alms. You do what you got to do it.
And has forgotten that he was purged from his old sins.
The Lord purged us from our old sins, man. That's why we're part of the elect. Back then, we was a nigga back then, and we was sick or hungry. So we hoping we part of the elect.
So, you know, with that, Lord willing, was edifying. You want to say once again, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, our King, our Shah, our Shah, our Dash, and we're going to see prosperous and healthy and millstone. So, just how can push his word, and I'll say honestly. Hold on.
Shalom, brothers.